They underscored the importance of peace, security and stability in the region. The two leaders paid tribute to the sacrifices made by the AU mission in Somalia and Somali security forces in combating Al-Shabaab since 2007. Both presidents expressed mutual appreciation for their country's ongoing commitment to regional peace. And the meeting was attended by senior government officials, including Uganda's Foreign Minister, General Jeje Odong, and Deputy Chief of Defense Forces, Lieutenant Sam Okiding. The National Resistance Movement Parliamentary Caucus has resolved to withdraw the UPDF amendment bill currently before Parliament following a Supreme Court ruling on the structure of military courts. The decision was made during a caucus meeting chaired by President Yoweri Museveni at State House. The meeting focused on the legal implications of the recent Supreme Court decision regarding the setup of court-martials.
Today, 7th February 2025, met at State House Entebbe under the keynote address by the National Chairperson of NRM and the President of the Republic of Uganda. The caucus discussed on the subject matter of the decision of the Supreme Court in as far as the court-martials are concerned. In that meeting, the caucus of the NRM agreed as follows. One, that the UPDF amendment bill currently before the Parliament of the Republic of Uganda be withdrawn in its current form. Two, that the Attorney General be given time to draft the new proposals into the UPDF amendment bill pursuant to the Supreme Court ruling, and an extraordinary caucus meeting be convened to discuss the proposals of the bill. Three, and finally, that the extraordinary caucus meeting will also discuss the national budget priorities for the financial year 2025-2026. So, in a nutshell, that is the resolution of the NRM Parliamentary Caucus pursuant to the Supreme Court ruling on the General Court-Martial, established formally under the UPDF Act.
In more stories, St. Chizito Hospital Matani in Napaka District, Karamoja Sub-Region is grappling with inadequate funding, severely affecting staffing and infrastructure. Patients are required to pay between 5,000 and 50,000 Ugandan shillings for treatment. However, due to widespread poverty in the region, many struggle to afford these fees, and the hospital requires over 5 billion Ugandan shillings annually to operate effectively.
The tablets for our foot soldiers, PDM, knowing that the parish development model program is at the parish, and while carrying out their activities, they of course use data, and everything they do is IT based. So I want to thank government for accepting to give the Ministry of Local Government these gadgets which were used during census. We have 4 wards in Moroto municipality, and we received 10 gadgets. These gadgets have been received by the IT technician, and then the other The others went to the parish chiefs in those wards and the chairpersons of the circle.
2025, we have issued out the 1 million shillings to 866 households. An individual represents a household. So would you say we have given out money to 866 people? But we call them households because we believe there should be a trickle-down effect of that 1 million. So we have also received 841 million as of today, and that's what we have issued out. And our disbursement percentage is 100%. At time, and we go and do baraza, PDM baraza per ward. What we are not going to ask them to refund. We want to go and see the impact. Yeah, because it is not fair for us to continue pumping money without evaluating. We have enterprises. From this 866, we want to see what is the percentage of the people from this 866 who are those who can show that after receiving the 1 million, this is what we have been able to do, and we should be able to see some fundamental change in their livelihood.
The Mbale City-based Ebola Control and Response Unit has called for support and collaboration from the community members if the virus is to be managed and curbed out of Bugisu sub-region. Led by the Tek Kajirita, the incident commander of Ebola response team, and the resident city commander Asman Nasike noted that the virus started in the community and can be ended by the community through collaboration and partnership with the response team.
We have contacts who are quarantined. Those who have tested positive have been put under treatment, and we hope for the best. We received alerts from the community of Kasanja and Namatala. The one of Kasanja was the body was seen oozing out blood from the mouth and the nose. Eventually, this body was carried on a border to the hospital, but she did not make it to the hospital. She died along the way.
We had a suspect in Kasanja, the lady who vomited blood and died, but we tested immediately and she's negative of Ebola. So she has no Ebola. Our teams have gone to the home to manage the body and body, and everything should be calm now.
I want to ask the general public to remain vigilant, continue washing our hands, ensure that you don't have body-to-body contact. If you feel signs of diarrhea with blood, bleeding along your body openings, fatigue, yellowing of the eyes to a level that it goes to red, we want to request that you immediately report to the nearby facility.
Communities is the biggest drug for Ebola. Is the biggest tool, is the biggest weapon. Not these vehicles you see, not these whatever, no, the treatment centers, no. Abantu for the community is the biggest weapon that will kill Ebola and remove it from Mbale.
Move within the operating procedures of washing hands, avoid body-to-body contact, avoid getting in touch with people who have contacted with Ebola, avoid sitting on the bed of a person or a patient who has been suffering from Ebola. If we do that, we shall all control and manage Ebola out of Mbale.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo.
Abantu be Buloba mwena olwako olwaleero tuli wamwe wano ku St Paul Kindergarten nga tukuze kukola ki tuze kuwa muzadde waffe eyawangudde school fees za mwaka mulamba kyeyakoze ejogajoga yasasuza school fees we n'akozesa school pay bw'atyo n'awangula.
Nasooka kwogera amannya ga mwana mulala ngenda okuwulira ng'asiriikiridde nenooza tebakinzizeemu si kituufu ne mugamba nyinawo abaana babiri kyava mbuza omulala yaani ne mubuulira amannya ge n'aŋŋamba oyo oli muwanguzi waffe ne MTN Momo wawangudde school fees gwe muwanguzi wa weekend.
Dial *165 *80 hash. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You will now enter the draw to win school fees for your child for a whole year.
Looking for instant excitement? The Uganda National Lottery Spin for Cash game is now available online. Wherever you are, you can join the excitement for just 500, 1,000 and 2,000 Uganda shillings. Don't miss out. Register now on www.nationallottery.go.ug for a chance to win your share of 2 billion instantly. What are you waiting for? Play Spin for Cash now, anytime, anywhere. Ituba is the proud operator of the Uganda National Lottery.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
Mama Nat.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Here are your bananas.
Are they good?
Very, very good. But you are always buying bananas. Have you updated yourself like you update your stomach?
Hey. Mama Nat.
Look at this.
My balance.
My balance. Mama Nat to give you the balance. That is a criminal.
You can register as a voter or check.
Rokia, did you hear?
What?
Vote update is happening. If you don't register, who will vote for your honorable? Rastad.
Zara, did you send that report?
I forwarded your email this morning.
Peter, can you imagine? I just verified my voter's details online. I just verified my voter's details online, and it's as easy as sending a WhatsApp message.
Really? Online?
Yes.
Show me.
Uganda, your vote is your voice, and every voice matters. From 20th January to 10th February 2025, you can register as a voter or check to update your voter details. Visit our update center within your parish. Call 0800-200-071 or visit www.ec.or.ug today. This message is brought to you by the Electoral Commission of Uganda.
Government of Uganda presents Post Buses in Uganda, operated by Posta Uganda. We specialize in professional transport, courier, and vehicle hire services across Uganda. Our routes include Kampala Masaka Mbarara Kabale Chisoro, Kampala Mukono Jinja Mbale via Tirinyi Road Soroti Lira, and Kampala Luwero Kamudini Gulu Kitgum. Our main offices are located at the Post Office Head Office on Kampala Road, with booking services available at counters 23 and 24 at the General Post Office. You can also book at designated district post offices along our routes. For inquiries or bookings, please contact us on 0751 684 184. Posta Uganda. We deliver trust.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. Kampala's Central Assistant Resident City Commissioner Godfrey Selwaja, alongside delegates from the Microfinance Supervision Authority, has conducted a survey on SACCOs receiving funds under the Presidential Initiative on Wealth Creation. While some SACCO leaders effectively use the funds to benefit their members, others showed a lack of transparency, hoarding information and mismanaging seed capital.
Not about sustainability or
I'm going another place, not your place.
To say. So netulabanga omuntu akyayiga okutereka ate toyinza tandika muwana ssente nnyingi ziba zigenda kufiirayo zonna kuba twalaba bannaffe abalala nga si bwe zifa ate naffe ne tutya nnyo ne tugamba
Due to our nature of work, we all know that journalists are ever going here and there looking for news, going to conferences, but we said we can do something that can multiply our seed capital. Then we thought of this project. We thought of planting trees, eucalyptus trees. And now, these trees, we didn't just look at them as business, but we also looked at the environmental factors. Trees do a lot and contribute a lot to our environment. So we looked at all these things and we said, as journalists who are patriotic, we can invest in trees for the good of our country. And here we are, we planted 1,000 trees and they are growing very well. I want to encourage young people there who think that these things are not true. The government has come up with such an initiative to help the young people like us. We are all young people who are involved in this project. Now, we are expecting a very big return of over 20 million at the end of that when we are finding.
Lillian! Lily flower!
A small seed.
The syllabus of beauty, the power bank of my heart, the sugar of my milk tea.
I'm glad you're here. Today buy for us some chicken.
No problem. You can eat whatever you want. I had already ordered. How much?
122.
122? Now, what if I take this one and this one? And can I also borrow this one? How much now?
When your money is not enough, don't hassle. We're sorting it with MTN Momo. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# to add call with Momo Advance and pay.
Thank you so much for still watching UBC TV, Inspiring Uganda. And from the international desk, the United Nations Assistant Secretary General of Humanitarian Affairs, Joyce Osuya, has spoken about the UN's latest efforts to secure and distribute humanitarian aid to citizens of DRC's Goma region. Thousands have been displaced since M23 forces launched a ground offensive in one of the Democratic Republic of Congo's easternmost provinces. Take a look.
Goma, we were looking at DRC as one of the absolutely critical humanitarian crises in the world. 1 in every 5 Congolese people were already suffering from hunger, from basic services, unavailability of health services, etc. So we started from a very low baseline. And what have we been doing? Several things. One is to advocate globally of why the whole world needs to pay attention on the DRC crisis. Second, we have been negotiating, talking to all parties in conflict on access to allow humanitarians, including local and national NGOs, to actually go in and provide services, food, medicine, to all people in need. 3, because of the recent war, there have been movements, displacements of thousands of people from camps, constant move, people who have suffered a lot. So also trying to address in a very dynamic environment to serve the people who have gone through a lot. We have been advocating for funding because this crisis is mega, it's big, to see what can be done. But all this is great. Unless there is peace and calmness, what we will be doing as humanitarians is really a band-aid solution to save lives.
What is the UN doing to make sure that international organizations are engaged on this DRC conflict?
I think at the macro level, there's been super high-level engagement, starting from our Secretary General, but also the Emergency Relief Coordinator, to advocate for access, because we are having problems reaching people who are in need. So really getting access to deliver assistance is one aspect. The second is advocating for protection of civilians. Even wars have laws international humanitarian law, human rights law. One of the biggest challenges we have seen in Goma is around gender-based violence. So really protecting the civilians and civilian infrastructures. For example, Goma Airport to reopen so assistance could go in.
And what do you do to make sure that the supplies that you are providing in the area at this moment are reached to the place that people are in need?
I mean, frankly, the scale of the humanitarian crisis in the eastern part of DRC is daunting. And humanitarians, including UN staff, but also our humanitarian partners, local and national NGOs, they're putting themselves at risk to provide all services needed, from food, medical supplies, but also removing ordnance, explosives on the road. So access of assistance could pass. So we're
U.S. President Donald Trump and Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba met at the White House on Friday, declaring a new golden age for U.S.-Japan ties. Now, the visit came amid Trump's early foreign policies moves that have rattled allies and adversaries alike.
About Shigeru Ishiba's visit Friday to the White House to meet President Donald Trump, but it appears the Prime Minister succeeded in building rapport.
I wish I was as handsome as him, but I'm not.
Ishiba lavished praise, saying he was inspired by Trump's undaunted spirit to win the election and fulfill his mission, even after an assassination attempt.
You're going to pursue your signature initiative of Make America Great Again. And also you will redouble your efforts to bring peace to the world. And that is why God saved you in that experience.
The pair declared a new golden age for U.S. and Japan. Ishiba's visit comes amid Trump's early foreign policy moves that have escalated pressure not only on U.S. adversaries, but also on allies and partners. On Friday, Trump threatened reciprocal tariffs.
A country pays so much or charges us so much, and we do the same, so very reciprocal.
Ishiba declined to say whether he would retaliate. Another bilateral strain is the $15 billion acquisition bid by Japan's Nippon Steel for Pittsburgh-based U.S. Steel. Former President Joe Biden blocked the deal in the last weeks of his term, citing national security concerns. On Friday, Trump appeared open to negotiation.
They'll be looking at an investment rather than a purchase. We didn't like the idea. U.S. Steel is a very important company to us.
Japan agreed to increase investments in key U.S. sectors, as well as purchasing more American liquefied natural gas, important agenda items for Trump.
They're able to use their leverage in a very strategic manner, at the same time trying to promote with Trump the things that they're interested in, making sure that U.S. forces remain in Japan, making sure that the U.S. remains committed to the Indo-Pacific.
On the security front, the U.S. and Japan appear on track to continue cooperation to deter North Korea's nuclear threats and China's aggression in the Taiwan Strait, South China Sea, and East China Sea. Defense arrangements between Washington and Tokyo, including trilateral efforts with other allies such as South Korea and the Philippines, are expected to continue. Patsy Widakuswara, VOA News at the White House.
Now we'll take a look at the sports stories, and after 6 hugely successful seasons, the organizers of the 2025 Corporate Games are set to make this year's edition the most memorable yet. All is set for the new season, which kicks off on March 2nd at the Net Ground in Bugolobi.
All is set for the 2025 Corporate Games season that will get underway on 2nd March at the NEC Ground in Bugolobi. This year, the organizers have increased the number of disciplines with participants to compete in sports like karting, okwepena, cycling, chess and swimming.
Nti tugenda kugatta kwemizanyo ebiri kwejo gye tubadde tuzannya tulina emizanyo 14 14 tugasseeko okwepena tukubiriza kampuni zonna zeewandiise zeetabe mu kwepena tugasseeko ne kart racing.
Like has been the case since inception, this year will feature the corporate run that last year was under the theme of Run for Expectant Mothers.
Kutandikira ku NEC-FC nga bwe ngambye NEC-FC grounds ewaka wewajja okubeera ewaka wetugenda okubeera mu season eno ate tukomereze emizannyo gino mu November.
Last year's proceeds proved to be life changers after delivery of mama kits to Northern Region, Gulu City, Unyama Health Center 3, Ikanga District, and Nawandala Health Center 3.
Kwataganye ne Ministry of Health netuyambako okunoonya health centers ezisinga okubeera mu bwetaavu era twagala simu.
The Corporate Games Uganda is a registered association that organizes corporate games, runs, team buildings, and kids leagues for corporate bodies purposely to play an inspiring role through sports.
Doing these exercises to save a mother who shouldn't die while giving a life, that is very important. And we shall always be there. As you all know, when you exercise, when you do the games, you lose water in the body, and therefore you need to
encourage other gaming operators to also come and join, give back. As the people enjoy the game, sports or in casinos, wherever they are, let us continue to give back to these communities where we run our businesses, where we operate from.
It's grown in stature since inception and is now close to 70 corporate bodies that compete in other sports including football, netball, woodball and athletics.
Uganda's national Kabaddi women's team has continued training in readiness for the World to be hosted in the India state of Bihar at Rajir next month. It is almost a week now since Uganda's Kabaddi women's national team entered camp at Ridgeway School in Matuga. Take a look.
It's almost a week now since Uganda's Kabaddi women's national team entered camp at Ridgeway School in Matuga.
I'm here to inform the world that we are going for World Cup in March, and we are well prepared by our coaches. We are ready to win, and we are sure that we are going to be amongst the finalists.
Initial focus under head coach Ephraim Makuya is on strength and conditioning, and thereafter the team will embark on tactics. With the new sports law assented to by the president, the team looks to decent performances that will elevate it to the reward scheme that will aid economic empowerment.
Currently, we are in a residential training camp in Matuga, and we are really hoping to see the best from these girls, and we wish to perform to our best, at least to finish among the finalists, so that these girls can achieve that reward scheme from the government, like how the athletics, football, basketball, and other sports, how the national team players are given these reward schemes.
But amidst hope for decent performances, Uganda Kabaddi Federation is struggling to raise more than 120 million to enable a smooth camp of motivated players.
We are looking for 120 million to motivate the camp, to help the team of 20 girls and 5 officials to travel to India for this upcoming World Cup next month. And purpose of 120 million is we need to have a good accommodation for these girls in the camp, to have them a good residential training camp, also to purchase the air tickets for these girls, to purchase the good and updated kits for these girls, to motivate them, to give them allowances and everything.
Uganda women Kabaddi team goes into this World Cup ranked 6th in the world and credibly as the African champions. The team in camp is of more than 20 players including Grace Ojiel, Olivia Nalubega, Annette Kemirembe, Rita Kembavazi, Hajara Nabale, and Winfred Akelo. This second edition of the World Cup shall have 18 teams from around the world, with 3 of these including debutants Uganda, Kenya and Zanzibar from Africa. The first edition of the World Cup was played in 2012 by 10 countries that were bettered by India.
And that's all we had for you this afternoon. Stay tuned for more programming coming your way. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha.
Ubc, inspiring Uganda.